Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to dive deep into one of the most important cards in the major arcana, Justice. It's a card that's all about truth, fairness, and that huge law of cause and effect that, kind of shapes our entire lives. And really, this is the big question the Justice card asks all of us. It's about that moment of reckoning, right? Where every single choice, no matter how tiny, gets weighed and accounted for. But it's not a card about punishment. It's really all about balance, just reminding us that consequences are a natural part of our actions. Okay, so to really get what this card is all about, let's break down its incredible symbolism. Seriously, every little detail you see tells a piece of the story, and it all points to the deeper meaning of what justice truly is. Just look at how these symbols all play together. The scales are in her left hand, which is our intuitive side. That tells us fairness isn't just about cold, hard facts. You gotta use your gut, too. The sword points up, which means a final, clear decision is being made. But that double edge is a huge reminder that every action has consequences for everybody involved. And get this, that purple veil, that's a symbol of compassion, showing that real justice is never, ever without empathy. Okay, so here's a little tarot insider info for you. You might see justice as number 8 in some decks and 11 in others. When it's number 8, it's really stressing structure and balance. But as number 11, it comes right after the Wheel of Fortune, which perfectly illustrates this idea that justice is the direct karmic result of that wheel's turn. It's basically the universe settling the score. And it probably won't surprise you that astrologically, this card is tied to Libra, the sign of the scales. This connection just hammers home the card's main themes: always looking for balance, always striving for fairness, and having that ability to see all sides of an issue. All right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the core philosophy here. Because this card is about so much more than just courtrooms and legal stuff. It really represents a universal law that runs through our lives. Think about it. Every single thing you do sends a little ripple out into the world. The Justice card, that's the moment that ripple comes back to you. It's a powerful call to be really mindful of your choices, because sooner or later, every action is met with a reaction. I absolutely love this quote from Cornel West. It just takes the concept to a whole other level. It suggests that true justice isn't some cold, robotic process. It's an act of collective care. It's about making sure things are fair for everyone, which is, when you think about it, a pretty profound way to show love for the community. But here's something to think about. The card traditionally stands for pure objectivity. But, more modern interpretations are asking a really important question. Can a totally objective viewpoint really be fair when everyone's starting from a different place? Yeah, this really breaks down that critique, right? A system that claims to be objective can sometimes completely miss the real human stuff, like systemic disadvantages or just different life experiences. Now, this isn't about throwing logic out the window. It just means justice is asking us to dig a little deeper and question if the rules are actually fair for everybody playing the game. So what does it actually mean when this card pops up in your reading? Well, when it's upright, justice is a really powerful sign that clarity, truth, and accountability are on your side. It's that feeling of seeing everything clearly because you're living in sync with your values. It's basically a confirmation that a fair decision is coming and you can trust how things will play out. But what about when it's reversed? Well, think of it like a heads up. It's highlighting areas in your life where you might be dealing with injustice, or maybe you're avoiding taking responsibility, or just refusing to face a tough truth. This can show up as that nagging feeling that something just isn't right, or that you might be fooling yourself or someone else. So you can really see the difference here, side by side. Upright is all about fairness, truth, and accountability. It's about owning your choices and seeing the balanced results. Reversed, well, that's the shadow side. Injustice, dishonesty, trying to get out of the consequences. And remember, this isn't about judging you. It's more like an invitation to see where you might be out of alignment with your own integrity. It's a pretty clear mirror. So just take a second here and think about it. Are you standing in your truth right now, taking full responsibility for what you do? Or is there something you're avoiding, a situation you know deep down is just not balanced or fair? Okay, so we've talked about the big ideas. Let's bring this down to earth. How does the Justice card actually show up in your day-to-day life? We're going to look at a few key areas. When it comes to love, seeing justice upright is a really good sign. It basically means you get what you give. If you've been fair and loving, you can expect that back. It can even point to a legal step, like marriage. But reversed, it's a bit of a warning. Are you putting unfair blame on your partner? Or maybe you're stuck repeating the same old mistakes from past relationships because there's a lesson you still haven't learned. And what about your career? Well, an upright justice card is all about integrity paying off. Taking ownership of what you do and being fair will earn you so much respect. It's also a big nudge to keep a good work-life balance. When it's reversed, it can point to some unfairness, like maybe getting blamed for someone else's mistake. The best thing to do then isn't to fight fire with fire, but to use your logic and keep your cool. Okay, let's talk money. With justice, the message is super clear. Be honest. Keep your accounts in order, make sure everything you're doing is fair. A reversed justice card is a warning against being dishonest. You gotta be careful with sketchy deals and really take ownership of your financial situation. This is a time to feel empowered by that responsibility, not run from it. So if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. The justice card isn't about punishment, it's about empowerment. When you take accountability for your choices and you live with integrity, you are actively creating your own balance and aligning yourself with your own truth. And really, that's the final question the card leaves us with. Justice isn't some huge abstract thing out there. It's about the small, conscious choices you make every single day. So what are you going to do to tip those scales toward fairness and integrity in your own world, starting today?
Continue your tarot journey by liking, subscribing, and checking out our books. The link is in the description below. Until next time, goodbye.